A letter to awakening humans, crimsoncircle.com. And so it is, dear friends. We have heard your call. We have heard your prayers. We have felt your pain, and we know your confusion. That is why we bring this message to you. It has found its way to you on the wind. It's found its way to you through your processes. You might call the internet, through a friend who has given this to you, or perhaps strictly what appears to be at random. But we have heard your call and your prayer. We have come to answer. I am Tobias of the Crimson Council, an angelic order that's here to work with teachers of consciousness, both on earth and in other realms. I join together today with the angelic beings who come from a place of love and compassion to support you and to love you. We also bring together this message from a group of human angels. They are in human form on earth right now, but they are indeed angels. They have been exploring consciousness and spirit and God for eons of time. They are physically embodied on earth right now. They could be your next-door neighbors, your family members or friends, perhaps people you don't even know. But they are on earth right now, serving as a new type of teacher and a guide. They have been exploring the realms of new consciousness and new energy, and the whole concept of I am, which means spirit, God, integrated with self on earth. We gather together the energies of the angels, of spirit, and of this group on earth called Shaumbra, to bring this message to you in answer to your call. You're going through a spiritual awakening process. The awakening process can be challenging, it can be deceiving, and it can be beautiful, all at the same time. You know you're going through a spiritual awakening process when you begin to question things that you've never questioned before, when you begin to question why you're here on earth, what is the meaning of life, what is it that you should be doing right now. You know you're going through an awakening process when the way you solved problems in the past doesn't seem to work anymore, and when you know that there's more to life, but you just can't seem to put your finger on it. You know there's a greater way, but you don't know what that is. You know you're ready to go into a whole new level of living and understanding, but you don't know how to get there. You're going through an awakening process when you feel yourself withdrawing into you, when you feel yourself starting to not want so much external activity, when you don't need the stimulation or the drama that you've had in the past. You're going through the awakening process when, in your quiet moments, perhaps late at night, you call out to God, not knowing if there even is a God, at least in the old way. You call out for the higher being or the higher power somewhere out there. And you give a message totally from your heart, from the truest part of your being. Dear Spirit, dear God, I'm ready. From the truth of your being you say, Dear Spirit, dear Eternal One, I am willing to do anything, but I don't know what it is I should do. You know you're going through an awakening process where all of the old beliefs don't seem to be true anymore, and the things that you held so near and dear to you now seem like memories of the past, the ways of the past. You know you're going through an awakening process when the things that used to be the dreams and the goals, the desires of the human self, no longer truly matter. But you don't know what matters anymore. If you're listening to this, or reading this, or have been touched by it in some way, we're here to tell you that you are not alone. There are angelic beings who are with you right now. Not sometime in the future, not sometime in the past that you don't remember so well, but right now. With a simple breath, the doorway opens for us to be close to you, to love you, to remind you of your angelic origins, to let you know that we have the greatest compassion and love for you. You are not alone. The simple breath in this very moment allows in the love and the compassion of many humans on earth right now who have gone through or are currently going through a very similar process, the awakening of spirit. They know what it's like to lose those things that were near and dear to you. They know what it's like for their belief systems to be challenged at every level. They know what it's like for the things that came from the material world that were important at one time that start dissolving away. They know what it's like to lose a relationship, or at least the illusion of losing it, so that they, and now you, can begin to have the relationship with yourself. With the simple breath, you can open up and allow yourself to not be alone anymore. We know it's been difficult and challenging, and we know so much of what you've gone through is very emotional and at times dramatic. We know you've been trying to figure it out in your mind. You've been using systems and structures and methods, and you still haven't found the answers. You've tried to analyze it, and it's something that can't be analyzed. It can only be felt and experienced. Perhaps you sought out counseling from a professional or just with friends, and you know in your heart that the words they tell you are not truly fulfilling the deep inner yearning to know yourself and to know the spirit in yourself. We know that there are times when you just want to disappear. You just want to fade away. It's not even about dying. It's just about going out of existence. The challenges, the transformation, the changes can be so overwhelming and cause so much duress that you choose just to go out of existence. The angels that are with you right now understand your journey. They have a message for you today. You are not alone. They want you to know that the process you're going through is actually quite natural. It may appear to be confusing, and you may feel that you are lost, but what you are doing is very natural. You are allowing the old human facade and the illusion of who you thought you were to fade away. As it fades away, what you begin to know in the deepest, most loving level is yourself as God also, yourself as spirit, yourself as divine, no longer limited by the old human identity, but now understanding that you are eternal, that you are grand, and that you can choose your own reality, even how you live on earth right now. Those of us who gather around you share with you that all of the answers are within. They're not to be found with some gurus. They're not to be found with some angelic being. The answers are within you. Living in this state of duality, as you have been doing, living with the concept of light and dark, good and bad, masculine and feminine, you've also brought into a belief system that says the answers are somewhere else. But indeed, they are within you. They come from the most true and the most precious place within, and they can be discovered in the quiet moment, in the moment of breath, in the moment of acceptance of yourself. We share with you that there is no goal, there is no purpose. There is not some God in a far-off heaven that is putting you through a maze or obstacle course. The reality is everything in your life is about your creation, your discovering of beauty, your discovering about the depths of reality. Everything that you are experiencing right now in your life is by your choice. There are no outside powers or beings who are directing your life. Nobody is dictating the destiny of your life. you'll discover that it is all by your choice. When you take ownership of yourself, you will actually begin to understand the beauty of your journey. You'll understand that you are not lost at all. You were just so deeply immersed in an experience that is filled with the richness of life, even if the experiences have been painful at times. Your life up to now has brought new depth and meaning to your soul. In this moment, in the awakening to your true self, it is time to say goodbye to your old human self. You've been trying to hang on to it and repair it and resurrect it, and now it is time to say goodbye to that human identity, to the limited beliefs, to the old paths of karma, of the old progression of lifetimes that kept you on the old merry-go-round. It is time to say goodbye to that. Part of you may feel sad about it. It is a death of old consciousness, not a death of the physical body, but a death of consciousness. But as you say goodbye to the old self, you also release energies that were stuck or wounded, energies that don't serve you anymore and haven't served you for many, many lifetimes. As you say goodbye to your old human self, you discover a new freedom. It is like taking off a costume or a suit of armor that is no longer needed. When you release the old human aspect, when you say goodbye, you now create a space within you to allow in the grander self, the divine self, your angelic self. Your divinity has been patiently waiting for you to finish playing this wonderful game, waiting for you to make a choice to invite the divine you into your life. When you say goodbye to your human self, it brings up issues of fear, of death, and of losing control. But these are all illusions. When you let go of who you thought you were, you now make room to be everything that you truly are. You might have a feeling that if you let go, you will fall into some dark abyss never to come back, never to be found, perhaps even just roaming throughout the dimensions and the universe is lost. But this group of angels that's with you right now, the group of humans that is with you, have all gone through the experience, and they all understand that when you let go of who you thought you were, when you trust yourself on the most intimate, on the most beautiful level, you will now discover who you really are. This is your choice, of course, but you have called out to us, you have prayed to us, you have asked for the answers, and that's why we are here now. In the awakening to your true self, you also say goodbye to the earth as you have known it. Many call earth Gaia, the land, the water, the skies. Gaia is an actual spirit that has attended to earth, has been nurturing earth, all of her elements, all of her animals, and all of her forests, ever since the beginning of time on earth. In the awakening to yourself and saying goodbye to Gaia, you understand that it is not another spirit's responsibility to take care of this planet. It is your responsibility to be a part of it. The spirit of Gaia is slowly leaving, so that you and all other humans can take responsibility for the water that you drink, for the land that you walk upon, for the sky above you, for all of the plant life and the animal life. What a blessed and beautiful experience it is to thank Gaia for all she has done, to bid her farewell, and to now accept the responsibility of this planet. In the awakening that you are going through, it is also time to say goodbye to human consciousness as you have known it. You will never be the same again. Recently, Earth moved into a new era and a new realm. We call it the new consciousness or the new energy. In this new consciousness, all things change. The Earth, human consciousness, and humans are evolving right now. The change that you see outside of you could appear to be chaotic. It could appear that things are unraveling, everything falling apart. It could appear that there are shortages of critical goods. It could appear that everything is imbalanced. It is time to let go of that as well, because humanity is going through an incredible transformation process. They're going through important changes, and what appears to be lack of fuel and oil is actually more about new developments in technology, new energy sources. Instead of using old fossil fuel, it's about the discovery of new fuel. What appears to be shortages of food is really about taking a look at how to take care of the biology in a new way, how to feed it in a new way, how to grow crops in a new, efficient, and natural way. Changes in governments, changes in politics are all part of the process. It is easy to go into fear and worry about what's going to happen to the world right now, but this group of angels and humans know it's just evolution. They know that the change can appear to be chaotic, but the natural law of evolution and expansion are at work right now, and you're participating in it. It's about saying goodbye to the world as you have known it, even in terms of finance, prosperity, and wealth. For so many years on earth, the wealth, the power, the money was focused in just a few places and held by just a few people in a few countries. In the new consciousness, that imbalance no longer works. So the wealth, even the balance of what you would call power, are redistributed. It doesn't mean anyone gets any less. It just means those who were behind now catch up. The world's not falling apart. The world is evolving. The world is redistributing. The world is becoming more balanced and equitable. In the awakening process, life can appear to be dark and confusing. It can even appear to be evil. We're here to tell you that it is just evolution. The world will go on. The new energy will come in. The new understandings of science and math, technology and education, finances and medicine are all coming to be right now. The awakening process can be lonely because it is about rediscovering who you are without having others tell you, without having others' belief systems shape and create your life. We know you've been going through a very dark and lonely and sometimes a very sad part of your life, feeling so lost and confused, like no one's listening. But these angelic beings and human beings want to let you know we have heard you. We know what you have been going through, and we want you to know that you are never alone. Your process of awakening will continue to unfold, and as it does, you will see the beauty in it. You will see how you as a divine being have actually planned it for yourself. You will see that the fear goes away. The illusions of duality go away to be replaced by the knowingness of a new truth. We bring you this message today from the angels and from all who are going through the awakening process. You are not alone. And so it is.